Is The Rock the final boss? That's what he's calling himself. But I thought that was supposed to be Roman Reigns. Welcome to SVS Wrestling on YouTube, the SVS Wrestling podcast from Silo Voice Studios in Montreal. I'm Jason C. McLean. I'm recording this Saturday, March 16th in the afternoon. Last night, of course, was SmackDown. The Rock kicked off the show. As he was coming out, Hollywood rock music kicked in from the early aughts. Really great to hear it. He also sang us a song, which he hasn't done in decades. I was happy to hear that. The crowd was really into it too, because it was a funny song. And also, he wasn't calling them crackheads. And of course, Memphis is where The Rock's wrestling career started. So he wasn't really being antagonistic, and he was getting a lot of cheers. I don't think this means he's switching babyface. Maybe he'll be a bit of a tweener. I think we're back to the booze next week. That's a whole other discussion. Suffice it to say, it was an excellent segment. If you can, do yourself a favor and watch it if you haven't seen it already. I'm not really going to summarize the segment, but I will say that at the end of it, when he started getting a few boozes, when he started getting really serious and talking about Cody Rhodes' mom, as he had done earlier in the day on a Instagram and X video, got pretty dark. And that's where he really emphasized the fact that he was the final boss. That's the name he's going by. He said it in the song. He said it at the end. I think he also said it in the video. Now, before I really get into it, I will, I guess, forgive the pun, acknowledge one thing. This is definitely playing on the fact that Dwayne Johnson is on the TKO board of directors, which has now found its way into WWE storytelling on the road to WrestleMania. In fact, The Rock was wearing glasses in his promo last night. The only other time I've ever seen him wear glasses was when he was announced at the stock exchange being on the board of TKO and in subsequent interviews. So it's definitely coded that way. And he definitely brought up his position on the board, called himself the boss of both Seth and Cody. But that was mainly directed at Seth Rollins and how he was going to make the World Heavyweight Championship disappear. The promo last night, though, and him being the final boss, seemed more directed at Cody Rhodes. But he's not the one with the singles match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That's Roman Reigns. Now, yes, The Rock is going to fight Cody and Seth along with Roman in the night one main event, the tag team match. Now, if you look at the official match card image from WWE, not one of the fan-made ones that came out before the match was official, but this one right here, look who Cody is facing off with. It isn't Roman, it's The Rock. Seth seems to be facing off with Roman. And that tracks with the promos too. Yes, they've been talking back and forth about each other. And yes, next week we have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns confronting each other on SmackDown, presumably without The Rock. They had The Rock for 3 weeks in a row. That's a pretty big record in 2024. Anyways, Cody seems to be saving his anger for The Rock. He wants Roman's title, but his anger seems directed at The Rock. I mean, The Rock slapped him. He slapped The Rock back. The Rock is the one who's getting personal with Cody. And The Rock is dismissive of Seth, calls him Cody's little friend, but his main ire and anger seems directed at Cody. He brings up his dog. He brings up his mother, his whole family. He hasn't brought up Brandy yet because I guess he probably knows better, because she could maybe even go almost toe-to-toe with The Rock on the mic. Regardless, it seems like he's positioning himself, especially with this final boss rhetoric, as the final boss for Cody. Now, if Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, shouldn't Roman Reigns be the final boss for Cody? Why is it feeling like the real match here is Rock versus Cody? Is Rock taking something away from Roman Reigns and minimalizing him? Okay, yes, The Rock acknowledged Roman Reigns as his tribal chief. We all saw it. Even Cody saw it, made fun of it a week later, which got The Rock upset, got him talking about family. But speaking of family, did this play in your mind like The Rock was actually deferring authority to Roman? Or did it seem more like he was placating his little cousin? Does it really seem like The Rock is working for Roman behind the scenes? Or does it seem more like Roman is working for The Rock on camera? I don't think the power dynamic or the presumed power dynamic between The Rock and Roman, with The Rock sort of as the alpha, really changed at all with that acknowledgement. It seemed more just like an acknowledgement of a current status, a current title, but not real authority. And at the end, when they all put up their ones, The Rock did the exact same thing he had done the previous time. He did sort of like an L shape. Could this have been an accident? Could he just overlook it? Well, if it was just him doing that, yeah. Except, look at Paul Heyman. The wise man is definitely noticing that Rocky isn't doing the gesture the right way. Heyman may not be shooting daggers at The Rock, but he's definitely shooting confusion or a sense that not all is right visually to him, even though things might be right verbally. And Paul Heyman is very deliberate. He knows what he's doing. There's no accidental gestures on his part. Everything, all minute details are really thought out with him. And like I said, deliberate. Someone else who's very deliberate is The Rock, the final boss. We all know that in video games, when you beat the final boss, you win the game. So by taking on this final boss moniker and directing his ire at Cody Rhodes, The Rock is effectively telling Cody and everyone else that even if he beats Roman at WrestleMania and becomes the champion, his story's not finished. He still has one more challenge to go. He still needs to beat The Rock, the final boss. So while The Rock may have not taken away Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania main event spot, currently it looks like he might be taking away Roman Reigns' main event storyline and promo push. The question becomes, does Roman smell what The Rock is cooking? Follow at Silo Wrestling on X or Twitter, at SVS Reviews on Instagram and Facebook. Follow me at Jason C. McLean on X and Instagram. What do you think? Do you think I'm reading too much into this? Have I hit the nail on the head? Do you have another opinion? Please let me know in the comments. I'm Jason C. McLean, and I'll catch you next time.